Hello everybody, welcome back to the Talent Managers podcast.
What episode are we on now? Is it 6?
I lost count. I think it is 6, yeah.
Wow.
I know, I was literally thinking the weeks are flying by. Like, it's actually really quite scary because how long has it been now since we were in London? Like, coming up for 3 weeks on Wednesday.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel like time is literally
I feel
flying.
like it was last week.
Yeah, same.
Like, it feels like it was yesterday.
And it feels too long since I've been away from here.
Well,
And it's only been 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Someone once told me a very, very scary thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember, like, the exact specifics, but it was along the lines of the first, 25 years of your life, or 21 years of your life, are the slowest.
Right.
Because that's where you have the most development and, change in growth and age and things like that. So it goes by really slowly, and then once you get to 21 to 25, whatever it is, the specific age, your life flashes by in a blink of an eye, because it's the same.
Yeah, I feel like I have really felt that.
It's terrifying. I don't like it.
I feel like from when I was 17 to now, it has literally flown by though. It is freaking me out, and Halloween is this
I don't even
weekend.
want to think about it. Have you got an outfit?
So, we have an event on Thursday. We've got 2 events.
We've got 2 events on Thursday, and then another event on the Friday.
Yeah, and then Sunday I'm going out for Halloween. When are your Halloween your plans? Monday?
This is the thing, the only plans I have are the events.
So in terms of outfits, for the Thursday night, the theme for one of our events is it Gothic Glamour?
Yeah.
So do you have anything in mind for that?
No, I just think black. Anything black with some grungy makeup, and I'll be fine.
Because I have a lace jumpsuit for that. So, not too sure about the Halloween outfits, because I actually have nothing.
I wanted to do actual costumes.
Yes,
but I haven't planned anything, and it's way too late now.
Because I was looking at ordering things.
Yeah, I'd have to make it work with what I've got.
Yeah.
I don't think I could order anything.
The thing is, I had ideas, so I wanted to be Cher, because Kim Kardashian did a Cher.
Of course.
Do you believe in life after love?
No, watch you get scouted for your...
my beautiful sing.
Yeah. A record deal.
Yeah. But, yeah, I wanted to do, because Kim K did, a Cher outfit. It was yellow.
Yeah, the Cher and Sunny outfit.
Her and Food God.
Ugh.
Do you not like it?
I don't like Food God. I think he's pretentious, and he is what people think influencers are. Yeah,
I've not seen much of him in the last few years, you know?
No, neither have I, because it's have you not seen the whole thing of the Kardashians don't actually like him?
Really? I thought
and
he was
Jonathan?
best friends.
Yeah, but it's keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Right, I've not seen anything about this.
Oh, I'll have to send you down the rabbit hole of that.
Because I love to know the ins and outs. You know what
he's leaked stuff to the press and...
Oh, I you know what, I have seen this.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's not good.
Is he actually a good friend to them? Probably not, no. He's a bit of a dickhead.
That was really off track. But yeah, so today...
I guess we've sort of just been talking about assumptions.
Yeah,
about these
we
people
have been
anyways.
making assumptions.
Yeah, we've just been sat making assumptions.
Sorry, Food God, Jonathan.
I am not... No, I would like to say I am not sorry. My assumptions are based on published facts.
I have heard that he has leaked things to the press. I'm sure that happens a lot.
Yeah.
With people. But
when you're sitting here chatting shit and making up assumptions or discussing our own assumptions about these people, which is essentially what this whole episode is
about. Yeah. So, what is the dictionary definition for an assumption?
Let me Google it right now.
Yeah, because I feel like it's just one of those things, you know what it is, but
what is it actually?
It's something that you just assume about someone. How do you put that into words?
So the Oxford Dictionary definition of an assumption is a thing that is accepted as true or is certain to happen without proof. So it's something that you believe even though you don't have proof. I assume that Food God is a right wanker. Do I have any proof? Have I interacted with him? No, but that is my assumption of him.
I have noticed they haven't been with him as much. Just from all the Kardashians I've watched.
Sorry guys, this episode is not about assumptions. This is just a deep dive into food god's relationship with the Kardashians.
Case study.
Yeah.
Some may say.
Yeah.
So, we asked you on Instagram some assumptions that you first of all have about influencers, about the industry, and also about me and Emmy.
Yeah, because I feel like the influencer industry, it's very easy to make assumptions, and from what we've seen on media, like most people have an assumption about what the industry is like or what certain influencers are like. And I mean, we spoke about it in the events episode of some experiences we had with influencers. But when I posted some TikToks, I started posting, like I said I would in the podcast, I said I was going to make some TikToks about my influencer encounters, and I did, and the amount of assumptions that people were just posting in the comments.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, like, there's so many mixed opinions, and people were just assuming things as, like, people thought I was talking about Molly May.
I know.
I was not talking about Molly May. Because I was like, I have never assumed her to be like that, but everyone has their own assumptions and their own bias.
You know, like, adding on to that TikTok that you made, I was speaking to someone who said that it's apparently known, like another person that said that it's known
in the industry. That specific person is like that. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go back to the events episode
and watch
and listen to the little influencer encounter we had at our most recent event, and you'll understand what we're talking about.
That's our most listened podcast.
That's one of my most viewed TikToks.
That's probably why it's the most listened podcast.
But people love discussing their assumptions about people in the industry, and I feel like it's people like that that have sort of tainted the reputation or like immediately give people a negative assumption. So definitely, I'm interested to see what the people sent you, because people sent Eva the questions on the box. So this time round, usually I'm the one that's firing off lists to Eva. Eva's going to be firing off things.
So the first assumption is that influencers are rich.
I think it depends, because here's the thing. Do you know anything about the Ace family? Do you know who they are?
Yes.
So it's like Austin McBroom and Catherine, and they're American, they live in LA, they're a family channel.
Right.
And their family is just an absolute joke. Like, they use the kids, basically, to have fame and success.
Yeah.
But they did the TikTokers versus YouTubers fight.
Yeah, right.
And nobody got paid from that. That was the McBrooms. Like, Austin's been known to scam people out of, like, hundreds and thousands of dollars. They lived in their house illegally. It wasn't fit for living in. It was, like, a business... Like, it had a permit to be a business location, but it had no plumbing. So
how did they go to the toilet?
Like, I think it had, like, running water, but not any hot water.
Oh.
So she had to give her children... It was a multi-million-dollar house, but they had built on the land without permission and didn't have any of the right permits and stuff.
Right.
And they had to, like... So many people took them to court. Like, Keemstar took them to court. Because he never got paid. Bryce Hall.
Right.
He took them to court because he didn't get paid. He was supposed to make millions. Yeah. They said they were going to make, like, the next Coachella, and it was just, like, a random fair. And people were,
quite
like...
a statement to make.
Yeah. Like, they do all these business ventures that just steal people's money and stuff. But their whole content and posts and stuff is, like... Look at this new Ferrari that I got, and like, here's my multi-million-dollar pound house tour. Like, it's all about the wealth that they have, but they've all just been exposed on YouTube. Go watch Spill Sesh. Go watch her videos because she does, like, deep dives into them. But their whole, like, internet and YouTube presence is, look how much money we have. And in reality now, they're being exposed. Their house got foreclosed because they hadn't been paying their mortgage or anything for, like, over 6 months. They were taken to court by multiple different people over, like, multi-million-dollar lawsuits. Like, they pretty much had no money. And they're still denying that. They're still denying that and saying that they're millionaires. But, like, that's the whole perception of, if you've got over 10 million subscribers and hundreds and thousands of followers, you're going to be rich. They're living a rich lifestyle, but I don't think they're actually rich.
You know what's so interesting? See how you're saying about how they portray online.
Yeah.
To have, like, a lot of money or to be doing all these exciting things.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's such a common thing.
Yeah.
Where people paint this perception of, like, their business or their life, and it's not that way at all.
Mm-hmm.
This is totally off track to the whole influencers being rich thing, right?
Yeah.
But, like, it is actually scary how from the outside some things can look so a certain way and people really buy into it.
Oh, yeah. But I think that's why a lot of people have the general assumption that influencers are rich.
Yeah.
Because so many of them have built their platforms, like, pretending that they are.
But I would say if someone straight up said yes or no question, are influencers in general rich? My immediate response is yes. Because think about the average, what is the average UK salary? I've not looked this up in a while. If the 38,000, that's quite a lot. If we're speaking, say, like, an average monthly wage, if it's, 38,000, how much are you getting after tax? Round about £2,400.
Okay.
That's an average that I've just actually made in my head. Sorry, I feel like I'm going to make myself sound like an absolute idiot. What is... Wait a minute.
Another episode where Eva's doing maths.
Divided by 12, 3,000. Right, so yeah, say you're getting... Yeah, you're maybe getting £2,500, £2,600 after tax.
Okay.
And say that's the average salary.
Yeah.
Right? This is me absolutely talking rubbish in my head, but it has some sense to it. Think about, like, if we're talking me and you, think about all the influencers that we know, even ones that have over 100,000.
Yeah.
They are making how many times that? Like, at least 5 times that a month.
Yeah, because I know influencers that make that in a month. For that to be, like, the average yearly salary. They
or in a week.
Yeah.
In a day.
Yeah.
Like, not even, like, they are wealthy people.
Yeah.
For sure. Bottom line.
Traditionally, you go to uni, you work, like, get a degree, you go and you work your way up the ladder to make a good salary or to get rich.
Yeah.
Right? But for YouTube, if you're a full-time YouTuber, you have to be making enough money to support yourself that way. And if you haven't gone to uni, there's no, like, ladders to climb up. You're just growing your own social platforms. You have to be making more than enough to support yourself and live.
Yeah.
And when you're self-employed as well, which we'll talk about, like, in the rates episode that's going to be coming.
Yeah.
Spoiler. If you want to buy a house, if you want to get a car, if you want to, like, spend any money, you need to have, like, 3+ years of books already. Yeah. And if you're a relatively new influencer that's blown up and is making a lot of money, there's other ways of doing stuff, like putting down, like, massive deposits. Like, I know YouTubers that have put down 6 months to a year's worth of rent in flats that are over $2,000 a month, just out of pocket.
Yeah.
I know people that have made under the age of 18 had to pay over $30,000 in taxes. I know people who bought houses and cars and stuff for their family, and I think that it's insane, like, amazing that you can do that. But it is crazy when you think about it in terms of that perspective, because how many people did you go to school with that you know that have bought themselves a house, that make over $100,000, that have bought their parents a house, got luxury brand new cars bought out in cash? Like, none. Like,
exactly.
It's that kind of wealth is insane. Like, that you are rich.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
I think it's so easy to lose, and it's not steady.
Yeah.
Because, like, you could make that in 1 year, and then in the other not. Yeah. And it's like, I know people who have 10,000 followers that make more money than someone with 100,000 followers. Yeah. And I know someone with 100,000 followers that makes more than someone with 1 million. And I know two people with a couple 100,000 followers who have completely different rates and make completely different money. Yeah. It depends on your niche and
absolutely
the brands that you work with and your actual platform. So I feel like 1 month you could make a couple hundred, the next month you could make 5,000. Yeah,
that's so true. I agree with everything you're saying, but I think if you look at it as a blanket statement,
I
would absolutely just say
are rich. But like, this is not, I don't think that I'm an influencer. I'm not rich. Like, I don't think that if someone suddenly starts posting on the Instagram being like, I want to be an influencer, and I'm
you're not suddenly,
they're not rich. Like, we're talking about people that, like, do this as a career.
Yeah, like, if it's their full-time job.
Yeah, we're not sitting here going, we are rich.
Oh, no.
We are not. Yeah, like, this is, like, proper full-time people with followers and platforms that do this for a living.
See, even when you really, like, I can't remember who I was talking to about this. See, when you generally think of people that have, like, 100,000 followers, right?
Yeah.
And think about how much, like, people we know with that and how much money they're making, right?
Yeah.
See, when you think about people that have millions of followers, think, like, see when you actually really, like, deep it, how much money they must be making.
I am quite cynical.
Mm-hmm.
In the fact that I know that there's a lot of reality TV influencers and things like that have come out that have millions of followers but don't get any work.
No, I mean, like, I'm talking, like, if they have, like, a good engagement. So, for example, like, if
Molly
you're...
May.
Yeah, so if I'm talking someone like that, like, obviously...
Yeah.
They're literally... If you're talking Instagram ads alone...
Well, did you not see, like, the whole...
Alone.
Someone published... There's always articles that get posted where it tells you exactly how much people charge for brands. So it's like, the Kardashians charge at X amount, hundreds and thousands for a story. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, if you want to work with Molly May, it starts at, like, 1 million.
Do you ever see, like articles like that? And you open them and you go... like, you're so far off.
Yeah.
Because I remember when, like, Love Island was ending and they were it was like the Daily Mail or something, they put out an article about how much all the main islanders were going to make from an Instagram post, and they said something like Gemma Owen would make £4,000 from an Instagram post. And I was like,
I'm talking...
maybe times that by 5.
I mean, some of the articles, like, people actually do reach out to the agencies who represent these influencers and base the quotes based off that. But the people who do the prediction ones of, like, the current Love Islanders, like, when they come out, they're like, this is how much they're making, they are so wrong.
So way off. And the thing is, I feel like to make a statement to just say, like, they'd make this much off an Instagram post, it's just not that straightforward.
No, the industry is a lot more complex. And brand deals don't work that way.
No, especially not if you're, like, coming to Love Island and you're doing full collections and edits.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the next assumption?
The next assumption is that they spend silly amounts of money on clothes. No.
I think no, because they get everything gifted. Like, you don't have to pay for anything, which is ridiculous because, like, the more wealthy and famous almost that you get, the less you have to
pay for.
Yeah, like, you get stuff free just for being a famous person.
Yeah.
But I think what happens is, like, the types of things you purchase, like, the value in it could go more ridiculous. So, like, instead of buying just a normal scarf you would just get from ASOS or something, you'd go out and spend like $5,000 on a designer scarf because you can.
Yeah, because you have the money.
So I think, like, when you do spend your money, there are some influencers I know that will spend it a lot at once on like designer stuff, which I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's like a half a year's rent you just spent on a pair of shoes.
I know. See, the thing is as well, I feel like a lot of people are working with rental clothing companies, rental designer companies now, like
that is true.
And I think that is really great that they're doing that. But yeah, overall, I'd say some people do spend silly amounts of clothes and bags.
But I think, like, if we're just talking about the average fashion influencer, no, because they can get it for free.
Yeah.
And in fact, brands actually pay them to wear the clothes.
Yeah.
Next assumption.
They care a lot about their popularity status.
No, I feel like popularity status is such an interesting phrase. I feel like that's like a very American high school type thing. I think they care more about like their engagement.
Right.
And like the size of their audience versus like who's actually interacting with them.
Would you say that now though, their like engagement and following technically is their popularity status?
Yeah, but I think it also depends on the type of creator, because there are some people who have hundreds and thousands of followers that you have absolutely no idea who they are and have never heard of them because they're the top in that one specific niche. Right. And also like different countries and stuff like that. Yeah. But then there's also YouTubers like Emma Chamberlain and Olivia Neal and stuff who are like the top of the top that you can say their name and most people will be like,
really, yeah, that's true.
So like, I guess I would classify popularity status as like household names. Like Saffron Barker being on Strictly and all the TV show works and stuff that she does out with of her social platforms, like
that's a
popularity status. But if someone had the same amount of followers of her, you might still have never heard of them before.
Yeah, that's
and be like,
true.
Who is this? So I guess it depends on like the circle that they're in.
Also, side note, met Saffron Barker the other week.
You were fangirling.
I was absolutely fangirling, and I was trying so hard not to show it.
Yeah, I think it depends, but I don't think what was the question? The influencers based there.
Do they care about popularity status?
I think it depends on the type of person, because there are clout chasers and people that will like hop around.
So that's another question, like, well, assumption / question. So they kind of phrased it more as a question. They said, how do you know you're making real connections with people and they're not just using you for clout?
You don't. Because some people do base their followers on their popularity status, and then will jump around from like person to person or friendship group to friendship group.
Like who's doing
to see who's doing well and try and get more popularity. But I feel like the people that think like that anyways don't ever really do that successful, because I can name a handful of people that I know are like that, and they might have some followers,
right,
but they're not relevant. They're not the top talent. You know, they're like, they've climbed their way up to where they are, but that's as far as it could take them.
Yeah, because if they're not... I think the thing is, like, if you're not going to grow organically alone, there's only so far you can go jumping on someone else's back.
That is exactly what I mean. Your organic growth and, like, true audience that
people
you have
to like you.
Yeah.
Like, not just because you're friends with somebody.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
It can only get you so far. So, like, I think it's like 50-50. Like, half of the people do base their popularity on their followers count and status, but then they don't really get really far.
No.
And the other people that don't usually have the passion for, like, what they create and do, and get a lot further because people like them.
Do you know, it must be really, like, scary as being very well known, either a guy or, like, women, whatever, and having, like, romantic love interests try and pursue you.
Yeah.
And you're like, does this person actually like me? Or do they just want to jump on the back of my... Because that could be really, like... I think friendships, that's one thing. But, like, relationships... Like, imagine someone is just, like, using you to, like...
See, I think a friendship would hurt even more.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But maybe that's because I'm in a long-term relationship, so I don't even think about that.
Yeah.
It sort of reminds me of how season 1 of Love Island Australia, how Taylor and Grant won, and then it came out that he had a girlfriend and he went on the show just for fame and money and success.
A lot of people have, like, even like from here.
He made Taylor his girlfriend, and then
Taylor, the one that supposedly looks like me.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when they won and it came out that he had a girlfriend and she dumped him, and he's been with her since.
Is he with a girlfriend since?
Yeah, over 4 years. Like, I think they're engaged.
I haven't watched this, but I was looking this girl Taylor up because the first person to tell me that I looked like her was when I was in high school. Was my RE teacher. She was like, "You look like this girl," and I was like,
"We have very similar features."
I don't look like anything like her. If you want to go and look her up, maybe when she doesn't have makeup on. Anyway, did she go out with someone else that was also on the show?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Has that happened? Oh no, nah, it's not happened for the same season actually. But that's, like, I've heard that.
Happened with, like, Maura and
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Chris?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Because she was with Curtis and then
I honestly
Chris
think that is, like, the best... What's the word? You know how it's like, tomorrow night?
Yeah.
I butchered that, but anyway. The best one was when Maura was describing Curtis. Did you remember that? And she was like, he's just so manly. And everyone's like, no, he's not. This is funny. Mikey, Ava's fiance, just said, assumptions about influencers. They make you lie under cars and climb up lampposts to get the right angle. Ava's just been exposed. Which, Eva, we are going to have Eva on soon. But yeah, I mean, I don't think people really know if people are making real connections or if they're being used just for clout.
Yeah, I feel like you could say that in any industry. Any type of, like, job field or life scenario. You never know if someone that comes into your life is actually authentic or not.
Yeah. Another assumption. I feel like there's too many Molly May wannabes. Nobody's really original besides a small few. Someone else then said, I feel like this is more of an opinion. I feel like there are a lot of influencers working with big brands whose content should be up to par rather than just a picture in their house. So I think the basic assumption is that Molly May has almost influenced an entire generation
to try and
be an influencer, and has kind of normalized the sort of like chill influencer.
Yeah, because this is the thing. I don't think Molly May is amazing. I think she is. I think I absolutely love her. Molly May stan over here. I think she created fashion content and YouTube vlogs and stuff before she went in. She's continued doing that, but the entire time from before Love Island to now, she has had a very much more chatty, chill content style.
So she is an influencer. She is not a content creator.
Yeah, she is not a content creator. She is an influencer.
Yeah.
People watch her videos and follow her because they are interested in her life and her as a person. And her content has always been like that, like vlogs and hauls, and she influences people to buy certain clothing and things like that. And I think so many people saw her success and then went, I could do that. I want to be like that. And they get into it thinking that they're going to be a content creator when in reality they're just trying to be the next big influencer.
Yeah.
And
which there's nothing wrong with that.
I definitely can see how there's like a whole group of people just thinking that they are going to have hundreds and thousands of followers and take the same photo in the same spot of their house in the different little dresses and outfits with not any real creativity. It's not me like hating or shading anyone for doing this, but there are so many accounts I see that look the same as each other. There's no like individuality between them all, and it's not lazy in a sense of like that person was saying, just taking photos in their house, but it's like they're obviously not passionate about creating interesting content. It's more of they want to be a personality and want to do that. And it's like, you know, when you'd come out of school and there's some people that would have like 10 to 20,000 followers. Yeah. There's so many people in Edinburgh like that, and I'm like, I've never even heard of this person. I don't know who they are. And it's just from school. They just got lots of followers when they're in school. I would have loved that to happen to me in school.
That is how, like, when I left school, I had 6,000 followers.
Yeah, well, there's so many in Edinburgh. I don't know if it's like that because it was not like that in Aberdeen at all. It's absolutely. But like it's that so in Edinburgh. I don't even know Glasgow.
Well, when Chloe Frater, like, she spoke about this when she left school, she had 20,000 followers. I'm sure.
And she wasn't like trying.
No, she wasn't like trying. She was to be just an posting.
Yeah,
she was just an it girl.
So like between Edinburgh and Glasgow, there's a lot of girls that just got followers because they're pretty. Yeah.
See, if we're thinking about, like, me and you for a second, do you think we're like that, in a sense, or not really?
Like what?
Do you think we're quite, like... I feel like we go for more influencer than content creator. Would you disagree?
I feel like I go for a content creator on YouTube. TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah.
And
but Instagram, for talking
Instagram, I don't have a strategy for my... No. Like, I've said this so many times. I love Instagram. I love going on. I love seeing other people's photos. I love saving posts. I love following accounts. But my Instagram, I'm not trying to be a content creator. I'm just posting my life. I'm just posting me and my life. Like, it's like a photo album for me. My content that I'm passionate about and, like, edit and my hobby and all that, that's YouTube. Yeah. So I would say for Instagram, no.
Yeah. I just think that because I feel like our Instagrams are a lot more, like, showing the behind the scenes of our lives. But then, like, I see content creators and I'm like, oh, you're so cool. But I don't have the time to do that.
But it's like, I feel like if I want to get up and make a really cool reel and some Instagram content, I'll do that. Yeah. Am I wanting to be a full-time influencer? No.
Right. Would you not want to do that?
No. Not on Instagram. I love to do it for YouTube. Yeah. Not for Instagram. Instagram is my fun platform. I don't want to be a full-time influencer on Instagram.
But would you want to be a full-time YouTuber given the opportunity?
Yes.
Really?
I love YouTube. Yeah. I was a full-time YouTuber. That's true. I was a full-time YouTuber for 5 years. Yeah. I loved it. I just didn't know what I wanted to do with my content anymore. And then sort of fell out of love with it, but it's my hobby again now.
I don't know. I feel like managing people
Is
just like, it sounds really bad, but it feels like work. Whereas if I was lying in bed, right, and say I had nothing to do, like getting out of bed to do emails, this is so weird. I would rather get out of bed to like go and do emails than go and like, sometimes I get overwhelmed with trying to create content.
I know what
I'm
you mean.
trying to say.
I feel like, especially when you're like a full-time content creator, there's nothing really holding you accountable or giving you a reason to get up in the morning and make content. Like, unless you have that passion and that drive behind you already, it can be very challenging. And I know like it's an easy job in comparison to like so many others, but there is that element, whereas like I love managing talent. I know that I have 10 people relying on me for their income.
It's the fact there's people relying on you.
I think it does feel more like a legit job.
Yeah.
And I love that personally because then it still allows me to be creative and not have that added pressure or stress on my own personal socials.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that I would ever not be a talent manager.
Yeah.
I can see myself doing talent management forever. Yeah. I would love to do socials on the side.
That's how I feel.
But I love talent management. It's a job.
Yeah.
But I love it.
I think that it doesn't feel like work, but I sort of think like I would maybe want to do like more stuff on the side.
The average millionaire has 5 different streams of income.
Yeah.
And I think when you're self-employed, which I will also go into in the next episode, you need to have more than one stream of income because, as we said at the start of this episode, when you're an influencer, you can make £100 one month and 1,000 in the next day. Like, it's so varied. You don't have that security and stability of a contracted job.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the next couple of assumptions are about us.
Okay.
The first assumption is about me, which, this is funny. Eva is the loud one on a night out, and another similar assumption is Eva is wild.
I just have to say, like,
no,
we've not been on a night out, like the two of us, or like with the small group of people, like an actual night out.
Like, we've been out.
So I can't sit here and be like, Eva's not wild, but I'm the wild one.
Yeah,
I am the loud one, which like we were speaking about before we started recording. In my YouTube videos and on social media, I come across very calm and like a bit quiet, but I'm the opposite in person. Yeah.
Once you start talking, we've talked about this before, how you do that thing where you sit silently for like 5 minutes and then you're like, you literally
like if someone's speaking to me and if it's just like a meeting hi and bye, or you're just seeing me on my social media, so you're watching my videos or TikToks, I am a more relaxed, reserved person. Yeah. But like in reality, I'm fucking wild.
Yeah, compared to me.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually listening to Holly's podcast, Holly Mailed with Beth, right? And she was saying, so me and Holly grew up together, as in like we went to school together. Well, we still are really good friends, but like we were in the same friend group, right? And she was basically saying, it was like a similar question about like nights out and stuff. And Holly was like, I honestly would say I was more wild when I was 16 than I am now.
And that's like you.
And I would absolutely agree with that. Like, I never was wild in the sense, like, I've never been a big drinker. But I think when I was younger, I was always on, like, medication for my skin. Yeah. And, like, Roaccutane, I couldn't drink for, like, a year. So, I wasn't wild in that sense. But when I think about some of the things that or situations we were in when we were younger, like, it's they're not really bad. They're just, like, funny. Do you know what I mean?
No, like, if you knew me between the ages of, like, 18 and 21, I was a party girl. I'm calm now.
Yeah.
I'm like a mum now.
But see, to be fair, like, see, when we were in London, so obviously Sophie was there, right?
She's another one. Wild in London.
So, when I wasn't wild, not compared for me,
No, this is hilarious. I'm saying, like, my definition of being like, wow, Eva in London was wild is because she actually had a cocktail. Literally, you actually had a drink, which we love not drinking.
Yeah.
We don't need to
I'm
have
always the
drinks to have a good
designated driver, though,
Yeah.
that's why.
But it's like, we don't need to drink.
No.
But, like, so many events and stuff that where everyone else goes wild or, like, lets loose, you don't. So for
No.
you to, like, have a cocktail
So-
or two and get involved, everyone was like, ooh, Eva!
So when we were at the Opoly event, it was sponsored by Whitley Neal, right? And
Love
the
Whitley Neal
raspberry
gin.
gin
Oh!
was so nice. And
It's
I was just drinking,
delicious.
it's like, this is so nice. And I was like, for me, like, to have 3
Yeah.
drinks, and they were quite strong.
They were very strong.
I was like, whoa, hold on a minute. I was like, oh dear.
But it's I would have said that, yeah, you were wild at the Opal event, because usually, like, when we went to the PLT festival, you weren't drinking. I was, like, going up to people that I didn't know and chatting, like, networking and all that. And whenever we saw someone or an influencer or celebrity that you knew, you wouldn't have gone up to them. No. But here, like, you were meeting Saffron, like,
I'm gonna do that more often. It's like,
yeah, like,
courage.
that's literally what it was.
Yeah.
So you were just, like, socializing
No
more.
fear.
Yeah. So
Not a good
it was
sign,
like, ooh, Eva's out on the town.
Well, I was like usually I'm like after an event, I'm like, yeah, let's go home, let's get a McDonald's. Like, I was like, right,
let's go to the club.
What club are we going to, guys? Yeah, but no, I'm not wild at all. Like,
I mean, the definition of Eva being wild is having a cocktail or two, so I would say that no, you aren't wild.
Assumption, you're both so knowledgeable. I'd say more than, like, the average.
I'd say more than the average person, yeah. But that's only because we've been in, like,
The industry.
I'm not knowledgeable about history or planes or trains like Cammy is. He knows everything about the most, to me, useless things. I'm not knowledgeable on everything. When it comes to, like, the industry, yeah, because that's my job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a knowledgeable person on talent management and influencers and stuff, because I've been doing this for
a long time.
Many, many years.
What do you think are other things that we're not knowledgeable about that isn't the industry? What do you think
That
I'm
is in the
knowledgeable about
industry.
that isn't the industry? Like, the industry we work in.
Your degree.
My degree's business. It was politics, but...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you were doing politics. I know nothing about politics.
Right. Another assumption, Eva's going to have a McCrispy after this.
I'm so jealous because I'm already hungry.
I'm starving
that piece
now.
of toast did not tie me over.
No, I had avocado on toast at like 12 and I'm literally sitting here starving.
Guys, it's 5 p.m. when we're recording this, and
It's
I've only had 2 pieces of toast today.
It's not a good influence.
No, this is bad.
Yeah. This might surprise me, but right now I would say that there's no chicken burger from McDonald's that's nice.
No, you're gonna go and have them at Crispy.
And I'm gonna be like,
so
whoa.
good. I don't know if I've just hyped it up so much now that you're gonna be like, this is disappointing.
I'm really excited to eat it because I'm actually really quite hungry.
Well, this has been a very chatty episode.
It has been very chatty, but yeah, if you listen to this, make sure that you upload a screenshot of you listening, because I think that really seems to... It's really nice. A lot of people have actually been sending us really nice, just like messages.
I've seen a lot of people just randomly post that they're listening.
I know.
And I'm just like, oh, that's really nice.
I didn't even know you knew who I was.
Yeah.
So
shout out to everyone that's watching and that shares on the socials when they listen. We love seeing this. Okay, well, Eva's going to go and get her McCrispy now. And we'll see you guys in the next episode, next Monday.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.